Hey, welcome to another edition of, what the hell was it? Yeah, I don't remember. Oh yeah, what the fuck? Happenings here. Ugh, yuck. I don't know, his nose is crooked. Anyway, her, I don't know for sure. Anyway, oh yeah, mirror, yeah. Same old crapola. Um, I just had to think of, oh, gee, I'm back again. Oh, I have to do this. Oh, I don't want to do this. Anyway, yeah, it's making the argument, you know. So, there's words for it, Ethilism, antinatalism. Um, you know, if you're pro-life, you're pro-death, suffering and then death. Not a very good thing to be supporting or feeding or defending, and all of that crap. There's storytelling. These aren't great stories we're all telling. Frankly, I don't see the greatness in it. Watching people get Alzheimer's and die. I don't think that's a great story to keep telling. But whatever. So it's making the argument, and so today's video was me just arranging a few of the arguments in a poorly arranged manner just to argue that yes, we have to arrange or order the argument in the right way, and that's part of the process, and so that's part of what I'm thinking about, is how to do that in an atmosphere where you can't even get people to accept kind of obvious stuff, like there's no sky daddy thingy happening. There's no heavens and hells and all of that crap. It's pretty pathetic that people are pretty silly. you know it's silly. There's nothing you can't even, I mean, it's just so stupid to, it's believing in Santa Claus. I mean, it's really stupid. Silly. Anyway, so yeah, all these other higher arguments, arguments that take a little more brain cells to figure out there's no Santa Claus, there's more complicated problems to solve in the world. But anyway, but people who still believe in Santa Claus aren't going to be able to do any of that. So you have to drag them to it somehow. And so somehow the argument has to have in it enough argument that, they can let go of Santa Claus, or Jesus, whatever, the Babel. That's all just, God, it's so dismal. The prospect. So, all the defenders are basically saying, I'm in that group. I'm in the group of the pro-life morons, the religious kooks. That's all they're defending, frankly. That's your party. That's what it's made of. So it's not much to be proud of. You're on the side of just, not some righteous side. You're on the side of wrongish, moronic, fable, silly, wishful thinking thing that other people have to interact with. We all create the wind that blows other people's lives to pieces, kind of thing. Oh, that's a pretty good quote. What did I just say? We're all creating the wind that blows other people's lives to pieces. Yeah, I like that. Not bad. For Sunday, whatever. A video. So yes, it's understanding that there's the bigger game you're playing. Okay, you're playing your little video game, but it's part of a much bigger game that you're involved in. And frankly, it's a much more interesting game if you paid any attention to it. I mean, and it's so compelling, and there's so much at stake, and there's real lives to worry about, not all these little fake, icons in a visual matrix. But people just don't want to play the real game because, it's no fun, because there's all this harm you can cause and all these mistakes you can make that you can't fix. You can't just press the reset button. You just can't start over from, hey, let's start over where I saved 3 years ago. You can't start over from 3 years ago. You can't start over from yesterday. And so yeah, it's not as much fun because the stakes are high and all of that crap, and you don't get to just eat potato chips while you're doing it, and you have to do work, and you have to think, and you have to worry, and you have to do all this crap that's no fun, blah blah blah. And so how do you compel people to pay attention to, yeah, well, play the shittier, the less fun game, okay, but the game that really matters? Yeah, it's a difficult task. Sort of personal, emotional problem. The need wouldn't be a visceral or real. Right, so the needs that exist in the universe aren't anything real. They're all just created by us. We're the need machine. We create the necessity by just saying, oh, I need it. No, but that's just saying it, okay? And the real need is to get rid of the negative. You get rid of the stuff that's burning and decomposing, the rot, the part of life that contains this kernel of ouch and unpleasantness. And you really can't extract one without extracting the substance of the other, because we're really made to, frankly, enjoy not being whipped. And we're not really made to do anything else. There's nothing else to enjoy except not being deprived and deprivated and harmed. And once you've accomplished that, there's nothing to do, because you'll reach your euphoria. If you get rid of the negatives, there's no positives to acquire. That's how silly the game is. It's just the quicksand game. It's really stupid. Put yourself in quicksand and then try to save yourself. Fuck. No, don't do that. Too stupid. Quit dumping the babies in the quicksand. That's not bad either, Just as a statement. Quit dumping babies in quicksand. You'd think everybody could say, hey, yeah, we ought to quit doing that. That's really stupid. I get it. Variation on the same Shakespeare play over and over. Yeah. So I've said this crap before, but I mean, it's just, it's a formula. Okay, life is a formula. All right, it's just another TV show. The adventures of, right? So we all have a little adventure story, okay? And it's just, the narratives are all been already written. All the love and the lost and the hurt and the pain and the death and the harm and the pain and we've all done this already. We've already done all of this, weeping and charging and whatever. We've done all this, whatever. We've fucked it all and eaten it all and done it all, and so let's just quit doing it, because it's stupid. Been there, done this. So many other relationships, right? Because if you change one relationship, that a person would have the person. Yeah, so that's the high stakes of the game, and so it's this whole argument. Why would an intelligence say play a game where you can't control anything? So every single thing you do causes all of these side effects that you don't have any knowledge of. And every act that seems, no good deed goes unpunished is, this Nietzschean argument that, yes, you're doomed to failure. Well, you're doomed to failure no matter what you do. If you're a malicious, cold-hearted selfish fuck, you're not going to make a brilliant world either. But yeah, there's no control. I mean, and everything turns to shit, and because everything is too disconnected in direct manner, and it's all indirect, and it's all unseeable, and you can't see the permutations, the implications. So you do some nice thing for somebody, and it ends up getting somebody run over. I mean, it's bullshit. Who would play this? What intelligence would play such a stupid game? And so, I've analogize this to, really being a smart person on Earth instantly just turns you into a janitor. Yeah, so that's just saying, what else is there for intelligence to do but assess problems and solve them? there's nothing else for intelligence to do. That's the whole use of intelligence, is to find a defect and undefect it. That's it. That's the value of the damn thing. And clearly we can assess the defect here. The defect is we're just need machines. We're the reason we need to exist. And if we don't exist, the need doesn't exist. And therefore, you're clean. You're done having to worry about it anymore. You don't need an intelligence to manage it anymore because you don't have a need problem to fix. So yeah, just go with the simple answer. Part of the key thing is that, you know, for an intelligent being, there's some realization that it's not just about them, and that there is a real concept of being an exploitionist or being a being a evildoer. So yeah, so the idea that it's the bigger game thing. Okay, the argument is it's a bigger game. Okay, there's your little life game, and then there's the big game, and it's really whether you're willing to play the big game, or are you just going to stay in the little game and talk the little person shit, the little brain shit? Are you going to grow up and face the reality that the welfare of trillions of lives depend on you? And it's sort of the truth. I mean, it's a pragmatic, actual truth. That it's riding on some of our shoulders. Okay, so we can't really tell who it really is riding on, but it's riding on one of us, kind of thing. You know, we know as a minimum what we do as a collective will matter. You know, and then we have to just figure out, well, how do we know whether the little push you were going to give the car is all the car needed to get out of the mud, so to speak. So it's all riding on all of us. You know, it's a hell of a burden to be carrying. You know, trillions of lives and welfares are dependent on me. But it's a fact. And you people ought to take this argument a little more seriously, considering trillions of feeling organisms are dependent on you. The slaves are waiting to be liberated, and it's all up to you, fucker. Will you do it? Or will you just, you know, hammer more chain? All of this existence is, and how everything could just blow up tomorrow, and everything, all kinds of horrors can happen, and you know, your parents can get again, so what intelligence says, let's play this game again, let's throw the kid in quicksand and watch him squirm and suffer, trying to take his you know, get enough breath and grab onto some vine, and you know, oh, that's a great deal of fun. Yeah, I just can't wait to get to the amusement park where we throw kids in quicksand. I mean, it's so sadistic. And these people, these are, you know, these sadists will sit there and point their finger at somebody else and say they have poor ethics. Amazing. Amazing, really. It really is amazing. Valuable. We're just pantomiming. You know, right, so we're robots, we're just doing this stupid little, you know, we're reading a script that we didn't write. You know, it's all dependent on where you were born and who fucked you the right or wrong way and all this other crap, and that's your whole psychology, and what information you had access to, what you were motivated by, blah blah blah. You know, it's so, you know, and then look what we're doing with it. We have this capacity to do this intelligence thing, understand the maze we're in, understand all these psychological traps, be aware of them, you know, and we don't. And instead, everybody just lives in the little silly narrative, the little picket fence bullshit. Yuck, the cartoon version. And the, you know, outcomes they've sentenced them to, in terms of, you know, how much time does the average parent think about how will my kid die? Yes, it's probably a good question, right, to just say how many people who've had kids thought about how their kid was going to die before they decided to have the kid. You know, do they give that any consideration? Do I have some, you know, I'm going to have an influence on that. I'm certainly going to have some control over it. Maybe I should, you know, pre-order. You know, to make sure everything goes okay. Maybe I should actually prepare the suicide medication so I'm ready if in case the kid wants to commit suicide or something. What is my role going to be here? Am I going to help mitigate against its harm, or am I going to be the perpetrator of its harm? Yeah, it's serious business, and parents don't take it at all serious, which is just makes it a mockery, makes it just such a joke that they profess this love and concern, but you can't, you know, by the real weights and balances, they're putting nothing on those scales. There's no evidence of that. There's just evidence of usury. The kid is just a badge they're wearing. It's just an emotional dependency. It's just some part of their they're using the kid to plug holes in their leaky boat. You know, they're just grinding the kid up and smushing him into the frickin' hole and saying, fix my emotional problems. You know, it's slavery. Plainly. Then they just don't give a fuck about the slaves. Now and then they'll give them a little, you know, give the slaves an anniversary party. Oh, you've been a slave for 10 years. We'll have a little party. Ugh, disgusting. More mature and all that kind of stuff, and you have to take responsibility and be careful and blah blah blah. So yeah, I was talking about the whole who could enjoy being a parent. I mean, what the fuck? Who wants to make these decisions? When do I let the kid drive the car, cut the grass, play with a knife? I mean, when do I let the kid do anything? There's all these dangers. It's, you know, it's never mature enough. I mean, you know, I'm going to sit there and be perpetually worried until it's dead. Who would want to do that for fun? Yeah, okay, that's part of the fun of living, is being worried to death. You know, worried right into your grave. Again, so again, anybody who takes the thing serious, anybody who's playing the real game knows the stakes are high, and, you know, this is really dangerous what you're playing with, and there's no way you could feel good about it. No frickin' way. Because you're going to leave so many decisions to chance, and, you know, and just open yourself up to mountains of regret if you have any kind of character at all. You're going to end up saying, shit, I could have done better. I should have done this. I should have done that. Fuck. I screwed up. That's not going to be a good feeling. But these people are all too stupid, because they don't do any of that kind of take responsibility for your life thing. They couldn't give a shit about the consequences as long as they have money in their pockets. Who cares? The world that felt right, because it all felt so wrong. Yeah, so I was just summing up that shit. You know, you look at the pictures and they don't say anything about the internal horror that somebody might have been living through. And yeah, I was living through a lot of internal horrors through my younger years. Did not have too many happy days. So anyway, that's the video and such. But yeah, it's just nailing the argument down and, you know, putting it in its place and trying to organize it so somebody goes into the maze and they can't come out of the maze not getting it. You know, they just won't be able to survive the maze without being changed by it and corrected, you know, in terms of their logic and reasoning. And so that's my purpose, sort of, kind of. Intent in a broad, you know, yes, I'm trying to go that way kind of way. You know, kind of, yes, it's still in the what do you call that, it's still being processed. You know, that hasn't we don't have a photograph yet. Anyway, so that's enough of a video, I'd say. Keep it shortish. Yeah, that's pretty good. 20 minutes, not too bad. Anyway, so it's a pretty good video. I mean, you know, all the videos are pretty good videos, pretty much, right? I mean, they're not, you know, there's like some decent quotes here or there, little pieces of jargon, you know, blah 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 blah. So what I have to do is start putting all that crap together into something more complete as a chronology of how to use your intelligence yeah, correctly. Some sort of instruction manual. But not, you know, not too many pages long. Anyway, that's the goal. Anyway, so this is just another contribution in that direction. I'm trying, sort of. Anyway, so till the next time and such. It's enough. Blah, 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 and whatnot. Yeah, there's nothing. That's it. Yeah, it's enough. Alright, so I just slide out of here. Yeah. And we'll call it a video. And say, see you next time and such. And so forth. And whatnot.